Well, we made it to where we park, and if you've noticed, way out there in the distance, that is Mount Nebo. Beautiful set of mountains, about 14,000 feet. And if you're familiar with the sitcom, or it's not really a sitcom, but it's a great series, The Chosen, Dallas Jenkins, man, he does a fabulous job. I love anything that talks about my Savior. My Savior, Jesus Christ, is my light, my life. And I get to come out and see what he created for me today. So I'm just kind of showing you this area, just so you know, in the general area, if you decide you want to come and find where I am rock hounding, because there's more than enough rocks here for anyone. I mean, I just line them with my my yard, and some of the specimens I'm actually bringing in the house. But yeah, beautiful stuff out here. Let's go see what we can find. Yeah, give me a chance to catch my breath. Now I'm up above, I'm up the first knoll, and we're seeing a lot of chert around here. What is chert? Ordinary rock. I don't find much of anything in this type of stuff, but as we walk into this area a little further, you're going to see that's the cinder cone that I was showing you from the distance in the beginning. So it's got a lot of sloped ravines and areas where we just kind of get into and start collecting. Last week I didn't even make it too much past this area right here, because I started collecting all these hard agate type jasper stones and couldn't find anything else. But there you go, there's another little piece of that. I believe this is they call this Utah opal. It's not the precious opal, but occasionally you do see the kind of a oil-like substance on it that shimmers. It's not really, but that's why they call it Utah opal. Okay, to give you a little bearing, we went directly west of my truck, away from Mount Nebo. Now we're dropping down into a small ravine, because we're heading for that hillside over there. I've got my backpack, my water, my trusty pistol, and my dog Close. I can always, they call them Velcro dogs, my Beam. Anytime you see him, he's always scavenging. He likes to taste just about anything. He's so big, 110-pound giant Weimaraner. But even just looking here, I can see that the rain that we just got has uncovered a lot of these stones. This is the red I like picking up. Beautiful little piece. It's like some transparency there. And we're just getting started. I'm looking for something really special this time. This is kind of a cool piece. Well, since we picked it up, I will keep it. And I did forget to bring my water bottle, but this will polish up into something really pretty. Maybe some kind of cabochon there. But you can see there's quite a bit of rocks that are exposed now that we had that little rainstorm. More of this black. This is all hard agate type jasper. And this is not as hard. You can tell by the nut shininess. I'm always looking for things that feel waxy to the touch, and this doesn't feel that waxy. Let's keep looking. Cool. This is a little vein of agate jasper in this rock right here. But we're looking for grape clusters. I always like to pick up the red stuff, the pink stuff. It's got some good vein there. Should have brought my water bottle. You could have saw it a little better, but that's not a bad little piece. I'll probably just throw it in my pack. But there's quite a bit of red up in this area. Red, blues, some purples. But we're still not finding the clusters I was hoping to find. But we're a little ways from where I found another set of them over this hill last year. And I just want to go see if there's anything uncovered with this rain. Little piece of the purple agate we're seeing here. You can kind of see the purple, and there is some transparency to that. I was hoping for a bigger piece, but it's in its host stone, this gray rock. It's often as rhyolite. Kind of a good little specimen. We want a bigger piece though. We're just running along a bunch of chert. I mean, we're seeing some interesting specimens like this one that, you know, was uncovered because of the rain. And yeah, it'll be beautiful just to try and figure out what all this stuff is in there. But yeah, some of you guys might have come out and found my honey hole, because I usually find more specimens like this. But let's keep hiking. Got a couple hour hike left in this journey and just see where it goes. This is a nice colored piece of Picasso agate. I haven't seen this orange color, and there's kind of banding in there. But I did pick up this nice waxy. If you pick something up and it feels like wax, like you rub your thumb across it, it's as smooth as wax, that's a hard stone. A drill bit won't scratch that. And so harder stones, and it passes the heft test. They say, you know, if you feel like a rock is heavier than it should be. This one doesn't, and it's not as smooth, and so it's not as waxy, but it'll probably polish out okay, and may look really cool, especially in like a bolo or something. This is where we want to go. This is kind of the main cinder cone right up there. And this is kind of the perimeter here. And we found some pretty decent grape clusters. It's a little ways away. It's about 2 or 3 of these knolls up and down, which can be extreme. But let's go see what we find. It just rained. So some of the rain is actually making some of these little stones really pop. GPS. I wanted to give you my GPS reading here. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, and like I said, this watch is a couple years old, so Garmin might have be a few points off, but this is where we're at in this area. If we were to look directly that way, we'd be looking towards Mount Nebo, but we're going this way towards the cinder cone. Hey Beamy, help me show this giant piece of agate off. Yeah, this is something you don't see very often. That's a banded piece of agate there. And you can see the banding going around this, and it's heavy. I am not going to pack this out today, but I'll mark it and see where if I need to come back and get it. Got a little bit of iron rust right there, but yeah, beautiful piece. And right next to that piece of banded agate, I just noticed this little piece of Picasso agate. Notice this beautiful lines and those dots in there. Isn't that just gorgeous? Hopefully you can see that. It's not zooming into something else, but yeah. And there's a little bug right there. And a couple little smaller ones here. But it is transparent. So we're going to take that one home. On those days when it's hot, like I said, it's... are you saying sit so you can have some of my water? Huh? Let me get half it gone, then you can have the other half. How's that? Bring enough water for you and your dog, because that dog might save you. My big giant Weimaraner. Beamy's 10 years old, 70 in dog years. I'm 60, so he's keeping up pretty dang good with me. Yeah, it's not too hot, so we don't have that much fish. Yeah, always take your trash out. You know, you don't want to leave stuff like this around. Plus, it can also be a little collector's, like you can collect small spots, you know, rocks in here. But he'll get another one later. But we are finding a couple of things here that's definitely interesting. I haven't found the big, I gotta take it home pieces yet, but we're still looking. And we haven't hit this whole hillside right here that we're looking at here. So we're gonna peruse this along here for those grape agates and grape clusters. But we're down the bottom of this little area.